Dave?
I've known you for 10 years, and I got to be honest, I did not think you would go through with this. How much did this weigh on you? How much actual thought did you put into this process? And how much did you think about this life-changing decision?
All right, well, kind of in phases. It initially started off as just a bitter thing, typical bitter Cubs fan. That would be around the 03-04 time period after the Cubs lost to the Marlins, the whole Bartman incident. Then I moved to LA. I was out here, had a little more time away from the city, could think about it a little more. And then I just started thinking, you know what? Some things never change. Maybe it's time to get serious about this. And, you know, I didn't sign a contract. I didn't say I will do this because I said it once. That has to be it. It was just kind of like, the more I thought about it, the more it seemed needed.
Follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Did your friends mocking you and not thinking that you would actually go through with your decision lead you to actually going through with your decision?
That's a tough one. I would say the friends mocking me definitely made me think more about it. And in thinking more about it, I just came to my conclusion. Because it wasn't the mocking that pushed me towards it, because I knew in doing this I would get mocked. It was just, you know, the mocking made me realize that there's a real passion there amongst all fans. White Sox, Cubs, and the rest. I can't tell you how many text messages and phone calls I've gotten, and just in-person statements from White Sox fans saying, come to the South Side.
Let's just say hypothetically you're in a sniper tower with a sniper rifle and Steve Bartman happened to come within your sights. Would you in fact pull the trigger?
In the day of and the days following that Marlin game in 2003, yes. But in recent time, no. He was to blame for that play. That could have been an out. But the Cubs choked the rest of that series away.
There's some news reports coming in from the South Side. There are some things that have persuaded you to the South Side, and I figured, why not ask a question? Have you ever been laid on the South Side?
Well, we're trying to keep this press conference family friendly. But I'm from the South Side, so how much more needs to be said?
No.
Silence, please. Please.
Yes.
If Ozzy asked you to bang his wife, would you?
Now, see, I feel like maybe there are some White Sox haters implanted in this media circus. And these are questions I don't need to answer. They're not relevant to the situation.
Dave? It's been reported that Mark Cuban is looking to buy the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
And the Cubs are going in the direction of new ownership. Thoughts?
Oh, it was a big thought. And Cuban of all made me think about extending this deadline. Extending the deadline to maybe 2 years, maybe extending the deadline just until the new buyer was bought. But in the end, I thought, you know what? A franchise is a franchise, and Cuban hasn't won with the Mavericks, so what says he's going to win with the Cubs? And since my deadline had already been in place for a few years, I just stuck with it. Scott.
Getting back to the franchises, what is your loyalty now to the Chicago White Sox? Is this for life, or is this another, you know, I'm going to set another deadline? How loyal are you to Ozzie Guillen and the fans of the South Side?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't an Ozzie Guillen thing. I don't want anyone to think I'm the new manager of the White Sox. I'm just a fan.
Big props to Ozzy. I'm not trying to take your job.
Yeah, no, for life. That'll never change.
Will you retire a Chicago White Sox fan?
Yeah, yep. That's going to be it, you know. Too much stress, too much devotion. I mean, like I said, I didn't want this day to come. I was hoping I'd probably be wearing that Cubs jersey for the remainder of my life and see several titles.
3 more questions, Mr. Kluck.
Okay.
3 more questions.
Yeah. What's your advice for Cubs fans that have been Cubs fans longer than you, 30-plus years?
Great
What's your
question.
advice to
Great
them
question.
in the years to come?
All right. Yeah, I love it. Well, live by example. You know, I mean, I wish I could run that TBS footage right now of those crying Cubs fans after the DeRosa error, the Lee error, the Ramirez error, the Terrio error. Zambrano simply laughing to himself, realizing it's another year, another day. Cubs fans, make no mistake. Your team is destined not for the title.
2 more questions, please, from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So this action, are you just angry at the Sox, or do you really hate them? Or I'm sorry, are you just angry at the Cubs right now, or do you just really hate them? Because you could love someone and be angry at them, and you could be a scorn lover perhaps, like,
Yeah. No,
or do you like truly hate them now? Have you gone to that point where it's over?
They often say, especially in the world of pro wrestling, which I know a little bit about, that 2 guys will face off and they'll say, there's no love lost, meaning these guys hate each other. I won't use that phrase towards the Cubs. There's a love loss, I'm sad about it, it's almost like a business decision, It's almost just like something that finally came to the point that it had to happen. We couldn't see eye to eye anymore. And while I hold nothing against the team, the players, Lou, Dusty, friends, family, I don't hate them. I'm not even mad at them. I'm just sad. I'm genuinely sad that this had to happen.
Mr. Kluck, last question here. We're going to end with Mr. Schroeder from the Chicago Tribune.
Okay.
I have been a lifelong Cubs fan my entire life. Can I have your Cubs paraphernalia?
That is a well-timed question because there's a lot of Cubs paraphernalia in my office right now at work that come Monday was going to get the heave-ho. So I'll bring it home.
Mr. Kluck, we thank you for your time. We know it's a very emotional time, and we wish you the best.
Before I leave, any last-minute questions?
I do have one last-minute question.
Okay.
Now, the general female talent in the Wrigleyville area...
No, we're not touching on questions.
Sorry, that's John from the Boston papers. Please do not ignore him. Again, Mr. Kluck, we thank you for your time, and we wish you the best with your new team.
All right. 2008 White Sox.
Godspeed, son.
Let's do this. Thank you.